Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to what is bound to be a culmination of quality. It's been a season like no other between Nexus Racing and PSR, and in traditional Formula One fashion, it all comes down to the final round in Abu Dhabi. I'm so excited to crown a champion this evening, the first ever teams champions in the Artemis Esports Championship. And it's Tier S series. Alongside me for this one, he's not left me this time. It is none other than one of many managers over at Nexus Racing. Welcome back, NRX Loveland. Absolutely, and well, just 1 week ago in Brazil, the teams could just not be separated. It was, of course, the race victory for PSR with Wilson, who returns here this evening, but Smokey, one of many drivers to fall foul of the 5-second penalties in the pit lane. We understood eventually that the board, the speed limit board, got knocked down, so yeah, ultimately a lot of drivers trapped by that. Smokey dropped down to 6th, which meant that last week NRX scored 46 points and PSR scored 45. So that leaves us a 15-point gap coming into tonight. And don't rule out as well the battle, for third. Bunga Racing Team, 307 points after a, howler in the end for Joe Murphy. Visceral Racing gained 9 last time out, leaving a gap of 14. There is plenty to look out for, no matter which team you are rooting for, as the cars roll out of the pit lane. I'm very excited. Yeah, absolutely. I've passed my late fitness test for tonight. Apparently you can't be heard, so you failed the fitness test already. Oh.
Hold on. Right, there we go. What a shame.
Should we start again? Should we
Yeah,
do the
on,
intro
let's
again? Hello everybody, good evening, and now that you've all joined us this evening, welcome to a culmination of quality. It's the championship decider between NRX and PSR, who have just not been separated over the course of this season. And joining me, he's back, NRX Loveland. Say hello!
Wow, you guys can hear me now. Yeah, I'm back. Had a bit of a break, but we are back for the most prestigious race of the season. One that is filled with controversy, as it's Abu Dhabi, always a controversial track in the finale. But tonight we have the battle between NRX and PSR. The gap is 15 points, and it's all to play for here.
Absolutely, and what a week it's been. Starting on Tuesday with, of course, the first round of Xbox Challenges. We have the Challenges race winner, and how good does that sound? Wilson Hall, aka PSR Wilson, is an F1 Esports Challenges race winner in 2023. Of course, other names include Rusty, who partners up with NRX Levi for the 10th time this season, and, well, there's no really important time for your two main men to team up and try and get over the line as champions.
Yeah, exactly that. A formidable lineup. They never really disappoint if you ignore Silverstone. But very strong lineup. Both Challengers drivers, both point scorers in Challengers after round 1. And tonight, Challengers is in the back of their mind. It's all about AEC and winning the title for their team.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to have the first lap on the board here, straight onto the soft tyres. You've probably been sick of the sight of intermediates in Challenges. Fuck me, that's quick.
Wow,
That is quick.
that
NRX
is quick.
Rusty, a 22-4 to kick-start the season finale in qualifying. 7/10 clear at the moment of Joe Murphy, but of course we're going to be watching out for the likes of Nick, the likes of Wilson. I got Wilson and Nick mixed up there, if you couldn't tell. That is my temporary deafness coming into play. I've been well informed, and I've reminded myself not to mention it too much, just ignore it. But in my head, I sound really muffled right now. FRT Rain up into P2. His teammate Jordan with the qualifying ban this evening. And rounding the final corner, the 16th and final corner is Wilson. He's 3/10 slower at the moment than NRX Rusty. He seems to have been really making the most of his half days at college, school, sixth form, whatever it might be.
Yeah, absolutely amazing lap. 2.5 temps of Challengers race winner, as you said. So we expect this from Rusty. He seems to be absolutely incredible over one lap pace. Someone who isn't maybe the best on one lap pace, his teammate NRX Levi. He's in the final sector now. Haven't been on board the whole lap, but it's pretty clean. Got the toe off of Rusty down at that long straight into turn 5. Rounds the final corner now, maybe a bit distracted by the car coming into the pits, but it doesn't seem too phased. It's going to be a 1:22.8 and goes 1/10 behind Wilson, and that really solidifies Rusty's time, 3.5 temps ahead of Levi.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry about that. Just putting my bedroom light on because the sun is setting. We are running realistic time of day. Not quite midnight, but of course one of... well, the only twilight race, I do believe, because I think Bahrain starts after sunset. So, as it would stand in real life, the race starts 30 minutes before sunset. Very similar as the nights draw longer in real life. Shorter, I should say. The days draw longer. Yeah, my speech is not playing ball with me today. Who have we got then in the final sector? We've got both Aston Martin's Race Roller and Elite Risks for Summit League Racing Team, who did finally end their 3-race streak without any points. And, well, they, I think as it stands, have all but secured P7 with the absence of FG in the championship. So racing just for that final bit of credit to their name, and it was a Race Roller going up into P11. Elite Risks abandoning his lap down in P15, and still to come JT and Liam Bowman.
Yep, PSR Nick slipped into 5th place while you were talking there, albeit on his second run on them tyres, so a lot of time in that. He's just a 10th and a bit behind FRT Rain, who's actually done a very respectable lap to put his car into P5. JT crosses the line, goes into P9 for TV8. VSR at the moment, P10, and Liam Bowman not got a lap on the board yet, maybe invalidating his first run. So you'd have to say advantage BRT at the moment, who sit P6 and P11.
A huge night as well for Visceral Racing, and one of their drivers, Egger, who races tonight, currently in 10th, has just announced that it will be his final race for the team this evening. Who knows what will happen next? A young talent who has still got plenty to look forward to in his aspirational esports career in sim racing. Nick's still out there just trying to get back to the pits on what is now low fuel mode, 6/10 almost off the pace at the moment, as well it is only, I think, Egger out there on an outlap at the moment.
Yep, Rusty exits the pits as well. He always seems to get out early in these runs, always wants to be first on track, but he didn't quite make it this time because Egger is our first car on track. Bit of a lull at the moment where everyone's just coming in, coming out for their next runs. So be interesting to see, but standout performances so far, you'd have to say. I mean, Rusty P1, but FRT Rain, very good lap in P4. I'm not sure where they are in the standings, to be honest, Joseph, but I assume they're battling for P5, but I might be wrong.
Well, they're 90 points behind Valor, so
Ooh.
P5 not on the cards for them, but they've got 33 clear on SLR down, who are in P7. So, yeah, just securing 6th is going to be the aim tonight, and I'm sure FRT Rain will want to top it off with the good result here. Here comes Egger then, round to the final corner to start a lap of Abu Dhabi in the Yas Marina circuit with a length of 5.281 kilometres. has been on the Formula One calendar, of course, since 2009. Sebastian Vettel took victory that day. Couldn't quite win the championship though, so will that have anything meaningful for this evening? I don't think so, but still something worth pointing out. Egger then through the first sector and going through turn number 500 kilometres an hour, and DRS open to receive a slipstream from Liam Bowman, who's just engaged his ERS. You can see his lights stopping stop flashing down the end of the straight, and you might notice no brake marker boards there on the outside. Sort of gentleman's agreement in place. You can knock them down because you can gain an advantage by using that curb where you would otherwise knock the brake marker boards down. Egger 2/10 up in the middle sector. It's claiming purple. Not quite sure how accurate that is at the moment, considering he's still 9/10 off the pace of Rusty. But some 90-degree right-handers to come then of turn 12, then turn 13. Of course, the heavily reprofiled section of track, which just makes it a lot more flowing. Of course, in the past we had the sausage curbs, and it was just slow, a bit dull, to say the least. Now quickly becoming a driver's favourite. Egger with a short slide round the final corner and goes up into P6, 0.08 of a second at the moment off Nick.
Yep, very nice lap from Egger, just behind PSR Nick. Rusty also on a lap. He's coming through the final sector now. He was half a tenth up sector 1, half a tenth down in the middle sector, so he should be around a similar pace to his first lap. Rounds the final corner now, traction down perfectly, and he does improve, but it's not by much. 448, a 300th improvement. And you'd have to think with Wilson, who I believe was pole with a 0.3 in WR. I might be wrong, maybe not pole, but definitely did a quick lap. So he'll be hot on the heels of Rusty. And he's coming up to the second split now. I'll let you take over when he gets the split. And he is 2 temps up. Game on.
It's looking competitive at the moment. It was a 0.3 in WR. Choco, I'm sure, will be the first person to remind you in the Twitch chat that it was, in fact, him on a controller. So here we go then with Wilson. Can he get anywhere near or even better Rusty's time at the moment? And he'll sure need to. Track position vitally important around here. Only Kimi Räikkönen has ever won the race when not starting on the front row in Abu Dhabi, and boy, that is close. Just what, quarter of a tenth in that between Rusty and Wilson, but Levi also almost 3/10 up in the middle sector. This could be the lap to secure an NRX front row provisionally.
Yeah, he had a bit of a moment there, though. Maybe a bit wide going into this slow section of the circuit. But this is exactly what you want to see. Both teams at the top of their game, setting absolutely blistering times. Levi using all of the track available. Now coming through the final corner. Traction is beautiful. And it's a 22.364. Levi on pole. Wow, what a lap.
Levi, after, well, going into challenges he had with an hour of practice, got a little bit scrappy, might have been a bit of a dent in his confidence coming into tonight's showdown. Absolutely not. And with 6 minutes to go, Levi is on provisional pole position and perhaps stuns his teammate for good reason, because he's got something to aim for. He's got a front row to secure. Joe Murphy now up into P5, having a little bit of a slide, bit of lag perhaps through the final sector at the moment. JT has just got up into P5, the main man around here nowadays. Joe Murphy peeling off into the pit lane. This one won't count. Have we got Nick around there? I think we do. He's coming around the final corner. Can he get it? Oh, he gets so close. And it's NRX.
Exactly what you want to see.
PSR occupying the top 4. This is a classic already.
The top 4, all NRX and PSR, and it's separated by just 1/10 going into the final run. That is exactly what you want to see. We're in for a proper show, and to be honest, I think Levi on pole rather than Rusty is a bit of a shock. So Rusty probably got a bit more pace in hand, but look at the gap to P5. I mean, these two teams are in a league of their own here tonight, and yeah, it's going to be a straight 2v2 fight, hopefully clean throughout the race. But this is going to be absolutely brilliant.
And of course, it's no coincidence for Levi back in NRC a few weeks ago. I believe he qualified on the front row and jumped I believe it might have been Fezzo on the PlayStation off of the race start. Won the race by penalties, but a late appeal sadly denied him that opportunity. It was a great race. They'll need to bring that to the table tonight here in AEC. Have we got any flying laps at the moment? Elite Risk slightly out of sync. He's pulling back into the pit lane, and Gabor off into the pit lane as well. Again, that little bit of a lull that you described earlier, but it's only going to add tension in the final 4 minutes.
Yeah, now the teams are just waiting for the perfect time to get out on track. I'd put my money on Rusty going out first, as he always likes to do. But yeah, 4 minutes left of the session. You'll see cars from most teams going out, but only one, because they want to sort the tow out for the second run, basically. So you'll probably see one car from each respective team, the teams that want to do tows, go out. And then we will see the final cars go out with about 2 minutes left. So yeah, and I believe there is a Williams going out. And what do you know? It's Rusty. Back on track. First car once again. As I said, he loves it. I don't know why, but it's something he loves to do.
Why not? If it's if you think it works, often it does work. Just the strange psychological side of motorsport. But there you go. Rusty out on track first, and while drivers are on their outlaps, and for the generous amount of people that are tuning in despite all of the challenges, chaos over in Bahrain this week, do let us know who you think is going to be on pole position, and more crucially, who do you think is going to take the championship. A reminder, NRX on 456 points, and I think if it comes down to race wins, I think NRX already have that sealed in terms, so any countback will just be won by NRX through race wins. So a 15-point gap, PSR on 441, as Rusty making the most of a light fuel load by just trying to rev out his Mercedes power unit.
Yep, every thousandth is crucial. I mean, the top four separated by 1/10. A couple thousandths can be the difference. I mean, Nick is only 300ths off a pole, and Rusty just under 800ths off pole. But he's starting his lap now. I'll take us through the first half, and then I'll probably run out of things to say about this track. But coming into turn one, gets it slowed down very nicely, but has a massive moment. And I think that's the lap done, to be honest, because that's a solid 10th lost. You're going to lose all that time running down this straight. Is that Rusty out of contention for pole position? He's a 10th and a bit down, and that is not what you want to see if you are NRX, which I conveniently am. But he's going to get a lovely tow from Levi, maybe a bit late. No, he's absolutely nailed it. Going to have to pull off a bit earlier than is ideal, and this is not the best lap for Rusty. Yeah, not a great start to the lap so far.
Little bit wide of the apex as well, into turn number 6, a violent snap coming out of turn 1, and the teams will be on the edge of their seats viewing that. Let's have a look then into the sector 2 split. Has he found any time? He has, you know. He's purple in the middle sector, probably found about 800ths in there. It's just his first sector so far. That has let him down. He needs about half a tenth exactly to beat Nick at the moment. It's, well, a checkerboard pattern between NRX and PSR, and it's invalidated.
Oh, no.
NRX Rusty has invalidated here, and this lap will not count. Wilson at the moment, 5/1000ths of a second down. Levi, though, is also about to get a helping hand from Rusty, so it is not over in terms of the race for pole position. 2/100ths down is Wilson in the middle sector. Again, needs to find just over a tenth to take it to Levi and potentially take pole position into turn 12 then at about 115 kph and picking up speed, slight lift as 160 kph through turn 14. There's just 2 more to go, a flat out right. Holding it in 6th, shifting to 7th late on. 5th gear, round in the final corner. PSR Wilson to the line, improves ever so slightly. The Challengers race winner hasn't quite done enough to beat Levi here this evening, who, as we speak, is getting a lovely tow from NRX Rusty, and Nick won't have that. He will, have that same luxury from Wilson. But what is going on with Levi? Is it a big mistake?
He missed the apex completely off turn 5, I believe. And he backed off his lap, actually. 6/10ths down. That's it. NRX drivers will not be improving. And Nick is not improving
Nick as well.
either. Has he been blocked? Something's happened with Nick that I've missed. So the only person that improved was Wilson, and he didn't improve any positions. So Levi is on pole, and that is a bonus point for NRX going into the race.
So you can extend that gap to 16 points now at the moment. Joe Murphy up ever so slightly. Egger not improving on this lap. We might still see a late resurgence from Liam Bowman, currently in the 1 minute 23s. How he'd love to get into the 1 minute 22s as he rounds the final corner. Now the Scotsman to the line, goes up to P5, and we'll have a front row seat for the battle between NRX and PSR. And I tell you what, that is a handy little lap time. They need that as well down at Visceral Racing. Don't underestimate the importance of it.
Yeah, they were sitting down in P10 and P11, I believe, with Joe Murphy just ahead of them. And Liam Bowman has gone 5 positions ahead of the closest BRT driver, who has just been sent into a spin in the slow section. So, unlucky for Joe Murphy and advantage VSR in the battle for third. Ilton actually went P7 there for Shazoo, who could really do with the points. So, good lap from Ilton. Ogween improving rapidly in P6. But we have to focus on the top 4. And in controversial fashion, it is NRX, PSR, NRX, PSR. I smell some fireworks brewing.
This is going to be incredible. And I woke up this morning and my first thought was, I don't want to miss this.
No.
Even though my ear feels numb, it feels like it's about to fall off. And I've messed up about 30 lines of speech already. Who cares? When there's races like this, you know, you've just got to be there and you've just got to enjoy it. That's
exactly
going to be my my neutral opinion coming into this. Again, Fresh, your co-manager, saying 1 hour practice again. Is it always just an hour on the dot?
Well, he gets home from work at 6 p.m. So with these events that start at 7 p.m, yeah, he does have an hour practice. And it works, clearly. So Levi is on pole. PSR Nick P2. Rusty P3. Wilson P4. Liam Bowman getting his VSR Alpha Tauri into P5. Then we got Ogween, Ilton, FRT Rain, who didn't really improve after the start of his great banker lap. Then JT, Joe Murphy, Egger, Gabor, Elite Risks, Race Roller. I need to scroll down. It is Maris, Luca, Sasha and Jordan with 2 FGE cars not showing. So 18 car grid tonight. And now, this is where it gets juicy.
Absolutely. We'll have a few minutes until we start, of course. Yeah. Sorry, just got pinged on Discord. It's about the 4 Monday night fixtures in a row, which I'm fuming about. Anyway, TIR, of course, slowest 2 qualifiers. They're down at the bottom of the standing. Shizua finally just pulled away in P9, and they will overtake FGE with 7 points this evening. Now an 8th place finish would be good for them. Crazy to say that, really, but you know, teams have priorities. AEC not being the highest among them for Shizou.
Yeah, no, I believe they started the season quite slowly. They got 5-point deduction, and then they left the tournament and then quickly rejoined a few weeks later. So it's been a bit of a rocky season for Shizou, but they're not bottom. That spot is occupied by TIR, who haven't really got up and running yet. But I'm sure there's a result brewing. Maybe not this season, but if they come back for season 2 of TRS, yeah, be nice to see them back. But just going to have a look to see the countback stats, because I just saw someone ask about if both teams are on 6 wins, and that makes me think, if PSR win tonight, are they on 6 wins? And I can tell you they are. So if PSR win tonight, both teams have 6 wins, and I believe that would go down to second places, if I'm not not mistaken. So I'm going to try and work out who has the most second places while you waffle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of maths. I've been asked when we're readying up, and I forgot that's my decision. So we'll go.
The year's really affecting you.
Yeah, we'll go at 1:30, because you want to do some maths. But yeah,
I've already worked it out.
Yeah, go on then.
If PSR win tonight, and it is equal on points, NRX would still win on countback of second places. So there we go. It wouldn't come down to wins. It would come down to them crucial second driver getting second places. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
NRX 457, PSR 441. Those are the two numbers you need this evening. I'm sure if anybody's about, and if I have a moment, I'll try and pop what I think is the current situation into the live chat, because this, based on the starting positions, it is going to be really neck and neck. And that's all I'm going to say. We'll be getting started in just under a minute's time. Once again, final predictions in.
Oh, God.
Do you want to go first?
I don't think I can legally risk making a prediction with my terrible AEC curse. So I'm refusing to make a prediction. But if you'd like to make one, I'm all ears.
I mean, one spin and it could be game over.
Yeah,
you know,
that would be very anticlimactic. I hope that doesn't happen.
That's the fine margins we're talking.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to predict. Oh,
no, neither do I.
No predictions tonight. Yeah, let's predict third. I'm gonna say a good performance from Liam, withholds that P5, sticks with the train, and what's the point? Ooh, yeah, no, I think VSR jumped BRT by a very fine margin.
There you go. Prediction. Those are the predictions everyone's here for. Jack Taylor says 1-2 NRX, and
no bias there.
That'd be some way to conquer AEC Tier S, and well, just who will conquer it? It's the final round of the first ever Tier S season, and it's NRX and PSR. Who are underway in Abu Dhabi, and Levi tends to get a good start as he did in the Novus Racing Championship, and here at AEC he's off to an absolute flyer. Wilson trying to fend off Liam Bowman, he has done around the outside. Liam Bowman tried to go his certainly pattern helping start there, trying to get him in amongst the pack. It is fairly clean so far as Shazoo Wilson. Is he going to have a look down the inside on all green? Yes, he is. This is for P6. Bit of a concertina effect and contact, and he's around. The Frenchman has spun for Team Shazoo, who needs something ideally better than a ninth place in the championship this evening. Here comes PSR Nick on the run down to turn 6. Will he make the lunge? He thinks about it. Oh, he almost taps Levi in the rear left. A slight bit of contact you can hear on the onboard camera, but overall, a clean start between our two team protagonists.
Yep, exactly what you want to see. No argy-bargy, no spins. This is pure racing. And Nick is all over the back of Levi. And Levi goes a bit deep. Nick is already alongside, going through the long left-hander. And now he's going to have to try and hold it. But Levi uses a bit of battery on the exit. And now he holds the position. But Nick is really piling the pressure on, as we've got so many positions changing in the midfield.
I think the gentleman's rule book, the DRS, the ERS saving is going to go out the window, and it's going to come down to racing. Who can catch each other off guard, maybe just force a driver slightly defensive, put them into a little bit of into jeopardy, maybe putting them in a place where they could easily spin the car. And it's all about those mind games. It's all about those hard racing tactics. We want it to be clean. We want it to be fair. And so far, so good it is as well. Those strategy things on the bottom, we can tell you mean absolutely nothing, because everybody is on the hard, and there's going to be some brains ticking at the respective teams.
Yep, looks like battery saving going on for Rusty and Wilson in P3 and 4, but Nick is burning battery. He really wants to take the lead early in this race, and he's forcing Levi to use all of his energy to stay ahead. There goes the brake board. Nick has tapped Levi. That is not ideal, but that means Nick's going to get a better exit running down into turn ? Because I don't know the numbers. But Nick not burning any battery and just making Levi go under pressure. The one with the most energy at the moment is Liam Bowman, who is sticking with this train perfectly as Nick once again right up behind Levi. Looks like Nick has the edge through that long left-hander. So that is definitely a corner to look out for the rest of this race.
I appreciate that, Nath, very much. I will try and do my best throughout this race to tap on my phone calculator at what I think the outcome could be. Because at the moment, NRX with a point already, they're on 457. You can add 30 and you can add 21 to that. 51 will play very easily 43. So NRX would run away with it as it stands in AEC terms because of how close it's been throughout the season. But once we get into sort of the late part of the race where the positions do start to change rapidly, I'll try and keep you posted on that one. VSR, BRT, I also appreciate. You can work that out, surely, for goodness sake.
If you know, Joseph, what would the point swing be if PSR got a 1-4 and NRX were 2-3?
1-4, 30, 48 plays 46, so it'd only be a 2-point swing. Yeah.
Yes. So PSR really hoping for the 1-2 here, but look at Nick's pace. He has so much more pace at the moment. Got a lot more battery in hand as well. So really piling that pressure on. And this is the corner he's been so good at. He takes that tighter line and he really puts Levi under pressure because he's doing it again. And it's so close between the two. But yeah, Nick is kind of seeing Levi out, seeing where he's weak. And I think he's found the spot. He's going to go for the move.
I'm quite prone to missing battles, and I'm sure tonight will be no different. But Race Roller seems to have pulled off an absolutely stunning move on Sasha Andre for what is P12 at the moment.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I lagged. False alarm. Oh, my God. Nick just drove straight on at the penultimate corner, and I had a heart attack. But yeah, carry on.
I mean, I hope this race doesn't come down to lag, desync, anything of the sort. I tell you what, he's got a little bit wide through turn one. And, well, sometimes you can get away with that without a warning. So, you know, NRX will be having eagle eyes on their penalty situation and making sure they aren't doing anything outside of what is allowed. Is Nick going to have another go? Wexro saying a good heart attack. I think that won't be the last of the heart attacks, because here we go again. On board with PSR Nick. Will he pull to the left-hand side? It looks like he might well take the lead of this race. He just backs out towards the end of the straight. Though again, contact with Levi. Not for the first time at turn 6 this evening. First on lap 2. Second on lap 4, but Nick is, well, surely go for it here, and yes, he is around the outside. A very simple move for him, but I think Levi might have something to offer in the next few laps as well.
Yeah, but the problem is he has not got the battery that Nick does. He's 30% down, so you'd have to say Rusty really the man that needs to put the pressure on Nick. So we might see a tactical switch down the straight, because look, Levi is going deep into corners. He's possibly feeling the pressure. But now it is Nick from Levi, Rusty and Wilson, and a 2-point swing in favour of PSR. But as you said, that is not enough to take the lead from NRX. So yeah, we're gonna see some tactics, I think, coming out from NRX here, because Rusty has 40% more than Levi. If I was engineering, you'd have to say it's a bit stupid for Levi to stay ahead any longer than he needs to.
At the moment, the championship really lies on Wilson, and not that he's doing anything wrong. It's just that he's fourth. He's unfortunately the worst of the best bunch that are playing for this, and I hate to say that because he's just won bloody challenges, for God's sake. That is not the right thing to say, but he might go for it here on NRX Rusty, and he might have to. Just look at the amount of batteries burning Rusty into the middle of the track. Wilson had to lift off there. Oh, Rusty almost hits his teammate Levi. Wilson now around the outside. Rusty spun! Oh my words, Rusty has been pinched on the inside of turn 7, and we said it could come down to a spin this evening. There it is. NRX Rusty and PSR Wilson have came together. They've got history, but it's become reality here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the stewards think, but yeah. Race goes on. Rusty's now going to have to fight through the field. Hopefully no damage. I won't give my opinion, but yeah, we'll see what the stewards decide. Rusty on 52%, and now he's going to have to make his way through on Egger, who is trying to, well, coincidentally make moves ahead to try and catch up with BRT and secure that third place of VSR. But yeah, Cobb saying never a place to stick it on the inside, but that's Cobb, so the opinion is slightly questionable. Smart driver fighting for a championship backs out. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the stewards think, but yeah, the fight goes on, and it's all down to Levi and how much Rusty can get up the field.
Again, I only had the off-board of that. Was watching that from the broadcast cameras, so my opinion is also about as useful as anybody's. NRX Rusty, though, fighting up through the order. The maths will now start to get interesting. PSR Nick Wilson will score 51. Levi and Rusty currently 9th. That scores 8 points. 33. 51 playing 33 is 18-point swing. So they just do it by 2 points if it was to stay like this. But Rusty, if he scores 2 more, and he can do so by getting up into P8, it is level on points. But again, it's about just how far up the order he can go.
Yeah, Levi will have to stay in P2 if that's the case, because if Wilson gets past Levi, I believe that's a 6-point swing, so not good for, well, I think it's actually more than that now I think about it. But Rusty is using a lot of battery. He knows that he has to make these moves sooner rather than later, and JT is his next target, who you'd have to say doesn't really have much to fight for. Valora not really in the battle for 4th, not in the battle for 6th, they're secure in 5th, so I don't think JT will end up battling this too hard.
I think now it'll be one of those nights where we don't know who's won the championship for a few days, which is the worst part about being a commentator. And it's that's where my sympathy for the likes of Crofty and everybody who was covering that night in Abu Dhabi back in 2021 comes in, because, well, they're only commentating on the spectacle and, you know, what happened. I'm getting a very similar feeling here tonight, even in the F1 game. Egger and JT just having a little bit of contact, and Egger, is he going to try and go for it here? He's using all of his battery that's available to him. He goes down the inside at turn 9 on his final race for VSR. JT opens up the gap. We've got another spin. It's Jordan who's out of the race. He's had a crash, I believe, with Shazoo Maris, and that might be a safety car at this moment in time. It's only a virtual. But will we see the upgrade? Yes, we do.
Here we go. Yeah, that's juicy. So will anyone make the gamble to mediums? You'd have to say it's a bit too early, so I think everyone will stay out. Wilson fakes to the pit lane, but doesn't go for it. So everything gets reset here, all the ERS reset. And Caesar in the chat, what happened to Rusty? Collision with Wilson at turn 5, or turn 6, I believe. Down in P8. And you'd have to say for Rusty, I think this is probably a positive. Gets him closer to the punch ahead, and now he can make moves. As we see a lot of people diving into the pits, they've got nothing to lose. They might as well.
They don't. And, well, double stack down at SLR. Is Egger going to be the lead driver on the mediums? He will be, and so will inherit the lead on his final race for VSR, as I just mentioned. What a great story that would be. If you have missed any of the action, no, this isn't a Sky Q, Sky Glass, etc. You can now rewind the stream, and it's a very good chance to do so. A few laps ago, that incident between Wilson and Rusty had occurred on. But at the moment, it's Nick leading the way. Levi in P2. PSR Wilson in P3. And still, Liam Bowman retains, pardon me, that front row seat to the action that's unfolding in front of him. Still a good race so far for FRT Rain. Positions gained very few throughout the field. Sasha Andre has had a good start, up 5 positions, and gets that free pit stop as well.
Yeah, very good. Sasha always seems to make positions at the start. I remember Austria, he had a really good start on the mediums before he was commentator cursed, as many people have fallen fate to. But yeah, Egger technically in the net race lead. We've got half of the grid on mediums, we've got half of the grid on hards, and it would be great for Egger if he could get a win in his final race of VSR before he goes to the team that is, well, we don't know what team it is, but I feel like most people probably do know if they use some brain cells. But Egger will be leaving VSR tonight, so if he can end on a high, that would be great for him and his confidence going into his new team.
Lennon subscribing at tier 1 for 9 months. He's here for my content. Do I get the share of that subscription then? No, I'm joking. I just need anything I can get to fund train sim. It's a safety car. I'm allowed to go off topic, okay? Yeah, this is the waffle time. Yeah, it is waffle time.
Yeah, this is waffle time.
This is waffle time.
Waffle time.
Yeah, it is waffle time.
Waffle time. I'm going to request a fact.
Oh God. What have I got? I've got all my
No
old,
one's requesting one, so my turn.
I've got all my NRC ones here, which I probably used about 6 times throughout the course of the stream. But I'm going to bring back probably the greatest fact about this circuit, and it's relevant to Bahrain as well, because the same thing applies over there. The track surface was made in Shropshire.
Wow.
So, if you didn't know that one, I'm bringing it back. 'Cause it's very bizarre how it ended up here.
Yeah. You got to think of 2 more facts now, though, because 3 people.
I'm
have done
running
it.
out.
Oh, 4. Oh,
Oh.
God. You're starving the poor man.
I didn't want to do this. No, I did, obviously.
Yeah. Well, we're all out
Things
of
called
facts.
Google exist.
Yes.
I don't get these off the top of my head. Sometimes I do. If I just know something about a specific year and it just comes to mind, then I will just blurt it out. For example, 2018, here's one I don't have written down. It actually rained in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I know most Formula 1 fans didn't know what a car was in 2018, but there was a bit of light drizzle. And, well, for the first time, the intermediate tyres actually had a bit of air time on the live feed. We're going racing this lap, though, with no rain in the sky. There's a very unlikely chance that you do get it here in Abu Dhabi, even on the F1 games. But I've still never seen it, never commentated a race with any rain at Abu Dhabi. And rain currently 5th. Well, hey! Let's go racing again then, as PSR Nick about to lead us away. He's on the throttle nice and early. We will go green flags when he crosses the start-finish line.
Yeah, looks like Nick and Wilson have done it very well, because Wilson is right on the back of Levi, and as you'd expect, all that battery is being burnt. So let's keep an eye on that battle, but let's keep a second eye on NRX Rusty in P8, having to make his way through the field. Joe Murphy has gone off. He's gone wide, so Rusty's going to smell an opportunity, but Wilson is the man on the move. Levi's had a very scrappy start to the lap, and now Wilson is going to be all over the back of Levi. Can he put PSR into a 1-2? Rusty down the inside of Joe Murphy into P7, making the moves he has to, but here, Wilson, he's the one we have to watch, because he's burning all the way down the straight. Levi also burning. They're on identical batteries, and no move's going to be made as of yet.
Oh, no!
Whoa, what happened? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What a shame. That is, yeah.
I am stunned.
I need an explanation there. I didn't quite catch it.
I am stunned. Well, I'm going to let the live chat do its talking.
Yeah, I mean,
And the safety
let's
car's
comment.
out. The safety
What a
car's come out
stupid
again.
guy. No way, man. You don't do that. What the fuck? Like, there's a lot. I'm not. I must have missed what happened, Joseph. I'm gonna need some. I don't know.
I'm going to go back and watch
Oh,
it
I think
again.
we've got a clip actually. We've got a clip. We're Balders put a clip.
He is a legend
Right.
for putting that in so
Oh,
soon.
dearie me. Okay, so it looks like Joe Murphy. Oh, that is a big one. I'll let you have a look at it as well, Joseph,
Yep.
before we talk about it.
I don't want to
But
judge
it looks
too
like
soon. So, here we go.
that's tough. That is tough.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, amongst all the carnage and controversy, your race leader is Sasha
What is
Andre,
going on?
ahead of Elite Risks and Shazoo Ilton, who went around on the opening lap. Let's not forget that. This is an incredible order. It has all gone haywire.
I'm gonna give my opinion. I know commentators aren't meant to, but it looks like Joe Murphy just veers left slightly, and Egger's not expecting that, and they two make contact and spiral into the wall. And Joseph, I'm not sure on the facts on this, but does that mean that BRT finish ahead of VSR?
Oh,
That's a controversial one.
14. I think we won't know until the end of the race.
I think we will leave this one
Yeah.
to the stewards, and we will move on. Yes. Tell you what, Wilson has lost out big time here. Look at that.
He has. Double
Net
stack.
P5 of the original top 5. So looks like NRX slightly back in the game, but Joseph, there was a small part of me that thought we'd have a clean race tonight and experience just some nice racing. But it's, in traditional fashion, it's all gone to shit. To quote myself, it's all gone to shit.
I want to keep the faith, because we might well have a surprise winner this evening amongst the championship decider. We love a surprise winner. Egger's joined back, presumably to assist in the engineering, and rightly so, because Liam Bowman is in a net third. Well, not a net third, because these drivers,
I've just remembered something, Joseph.
Go on, then.
The curse.
The curse.
I was just speaking about Egger, how he winning on his last race, and he doesn't even make it another lap. I don't know. I have no idea. I think I should just stop talking. Stop speculating. Maybe I should just stop commentating because... I don't know. Such a shame. But now it's going to be tough for Liam Bowman to overturn this because you've got 2 BRT cars in the race and only 1 VSR. And yeah, very controversial. But Abu Dhabi brews controversy, so this is nothing new.
Yeah. Just a message from me as well while it's being brought up in the live chat. Eid Mubarak, if that is the correct way to wish my end of Ramadan blessings. Just while we're here in Abu Dhabi, of course, a predominantly Muslim country. That's an appropriate thing to say. Right, safety car is in again this lap, and well, Sasha Andre will lead us this time around, and sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking when you haven't led a race in the Artemis Esports Championship. He might have led the odd lap here and there, but not quite to the scale such as this, where he's got 16 fiercely competitive drivers behind him, all racing for the cause, the championship cause, of course, and any of the remaining scraps that are left to play for. Sasha Andre, though, with 2 corners to go. Will he get us going early like Wilson did through the penultimate corner? He's just waiting for that limiter to give way. The safety car to peel into the pit lane, and he has a bit of a slide, actually, coming out of turn 15. But for the second time in quick succession, we are back to green flags in Abu Dhabi, with Sasha Andre leading the way. And what a restart for Nick. Maybe capitalising here on a mistake by Maris, but he'll try and stick it up the inside. Nick has got to be brave and go the long way round. This could be a crucial position in PSR's quest for the championship, but he's got it done into turn 2.
Yeah, Levi's getting held up big time to the point where Liam is going to be looking for a move on him. So not the restart Levi wanted. He's going to send it up the inside. Absolutely beautiful lunge. Verstappen-esque on Hamilton, and Levi into P8. Rusty now on the back. I'm not sure who spun. Liam spun. VSR, it's all gone wrong. But we have to focus on Rusty going for the move on Ogwin into P12. And he's going to have to try and follow Wilson through, who's just made the move on FRT Rain. But it's all kicking off here on the second restart of the race.
Wilson a little bit deep then into turn 6. What a shame for Liam Bowman. Few fingers being pointed at FRT Rain. It'd be such a shame for VSR's race to be crashing down, and their entire season, that entire battle against BRT come crashing down in the finale here at Abu Dhabi. Not one they deserve at all, particularly as there's been a few exits in that team. They just wanted to do everybody proud this evening. So hopefully Liam Bowman is able to recover without damage, and we see his race spring into life once again. Luca under pressure from Gabor again, another driver in lofty heights for TIR, the team bottom of the championship, currently 1st and 5th, and it's the fastest lap for Race Roller. Luca is just starting to open the gap between him and those in front of him, which could make life difficult for the likes of Nick, who are trying to squeeze through but are unable to do so without the helping hand of DRS.
Yeah, I think obviously you're going to have to make the moves on track, but I think mindset is going to be so important here because it's all about when you make the moves, when you save the battery, and what corners you go for the moves. Rusty just biding his time with Rain, sent a move up the inside as we see Wilson get past Maris on them old tyres and Nick past Gabor, and Levi's going to try and follow him through. He might have to send it round the outside, and Gabor does the sensible thing. It's not his fight. He's happy to just carry on driving round, and Nick and Levi in tandem, but Rusty not quite making the same progress as Wilson, so you'd have to say he's going to be the man who's going to get a move on.
We're officially halfway through this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and halfway to knowing who the champions will be this evening. Still leading the way, Sasha Andre ahead of Elite Risks and Shazoo Ilton. An unchanged top 5 from when we got racing at the start of this lap, but the start of the previous lap. PSR Nick, though, trying to cut through this pack of 5. No, it's not a tins of Heinz baked beans, but it looks like a tin of Heinz baked beans in this mid-pack. Can Rusty squeeze through? What's happened?
I'm not sure if you caught that. Rusty got past Rain, which we saw, and then he sent it out the inside of Maris, and he just made contact with him. It sent them both wide, and he's lost the position to not only Maris, but Rain, who is now a second up the road. So that's what I meant. It's all about mindset. You've got to be patient, and Rusty just wasn't patient there, and he let his mindset take him over. And yeah, now he's back behind Rain, and he's out the DRS of Wilson. So Rusty, now you'd have to say, is only fighting for P4 at the bare maximum. So he's going to have to get past Maris here, but not the greatest from Rusty.
I'm not going to do any maths yet because this is changing all the time. The latest move from Nick late on the brakes. A brilliant move there by the young German, who's now up into P5 with the race win still in his sights. 3-lap-old medium tyres, though that gap will not be as pronounced because of the safety car periods that the 7-lap-old medium runners have been on. And who's that down the inside? That's NRX Levi just trying to squeeze Luca to the outside the circuit again. Another fantastic move which keeps him within touching distance of PSR Nick, who is starting to hit the traffic up ahead.
Yeah, but crucially, he's got a lot more battery than the cars around him. Everyone seems to be burning quite a lot, and Nick has 70% to his name, which is quite a substantial amount more than Levi. So Nick, when he makes the moves on the cars ahead, I don't think Levi's going to be able to follow him through. And here we're going to see an example of that. Nick using the battery, but so is Race Roller going to have to sit behind. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on these two because Levi is going to struggle to follow Nick through.
Yeah, let's see then. Fastest lap that time for PSR Wilson. So he's finally starting to find a little bit of pace. Next up is Luca. He's just that Mercedes separating him and then Levi and his teammate Nick. So...
Oh my God! I didn't even see what happened. Oh, this is a mess.
Not like this.
Can we have a clip in the chat? Because I didn't see it. Oh my God, man.
I've lost my mind this evening. And I appreciate
this?
I have made some strange sounds.
Why can't I feel like the standards on Xbox have just gone to absolute shit. Like, it just seems like no one can race clean anymore. Quibalda's put a clip in the chat. I'm gonna have a look at this.
This is compilation worthy stuff. Not that I encourage putting people into walls, but let's
Just don't get it.
run through events. So about lap 6 or a little bit earlier than that, Levi, Wilson and Rusty coming together at turn 7.
Sorry.
And then we had safety car restart, where we saw the battle for third place come alight between Egger and Joe Murphy. Egger now out of this evening's race for his last appearance for VSR. Now I appreciate Levi here making an overtake, a crucial one at that on Shazoo Ilton. This is simply still going on. That is the crazy thing. 82 viewers. That has absolutely smashed anything I've seen this season, particularly for Tier S. And welcome everyone.
Now.
85 of you to AEC Tier S. And down the inside goes PSR Wilson. Again, keeping himself within touching distance of Levi. Has just been able to follow him through at the earliest opportunity every single time. Levi and Wilson, who, well, who knows how that is going to end up. Nick is around
Nick's gone again.
This time with Maris.
What is going on? Mate, I don't know. This is not how you want to see a finale decided, whatever way it goes, because it's absolute mess.
Oh,
James Wexro says, what happened? Nick got into a collision with Race Roller at turn 4, I believe, and then he's obviously been spun round again in a separate incident. And yeah, a messy race to say the least. But Levi now, look at Levi's battery. He has not. Levi spun.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know what to say. I physically don't know what to say. I've run out of reactions. I've run out of. I don't know what to say. I can't believe what I'm watching.
Joseph, I'm going to say something that hopefully summarizes this. What the fuck is going on?
I agree. What the fuck is going on? I was playing Train Sim last night, right? I was having a lovely evening. I was exploring my city, my county, on some pretend fucking trains. Tonight, with a dodgy ear, I've woken up and I've gone, I'm going to try and make this no matter what. But, you know, we've got people on standby. I need something stronger than water.
Oh yes.
That's all I'm saying. After watching this tonight.
I've got
and
nothing.
If anybody
I don't have anything
disses Train
to say.
Sim, you are getting muted, banned, all of the above. I just needed to use some sort of hypothesis, not hypothesis. I'm
I know
off
what you
on a
mean,
tangent.
Joseph. Don't worry. I have no words. I don't know what to say. Like, I've used up everything that I have. I don't know what to say. Maris gets a penalty in P16 as he comes into the pits. Nick has pit, which makes me think he's got damage. I'm not even going to try and figure out who's winning, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know, Joseph. I don't know.
I say we restart and just go again and do a little sprint race.
A little five-lapper, I say.
Five-lapper to decide the chapter. Here comes Shazim Hilton, and amongst, again, all of the chaos, I've completely ignored Sasha Andre, who's dropped from first. Oh, possibly down to fourth here. Gives Shazim Hilton that little bit of a nudge. Opens up the door again. Didn't do anything wrong in terms of forcing him off the track. And we've got a new race leader again, as PSR Wilson takes the lead for the first time this evening off the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He was fourth for most of it, but he's been the only one that's relatively stayed out of trouble despite that contact with NRX Rusty. Yep, the standards really are that low and more contact. Sasha Andre and Shazuma Hilton trying to fight for a podium position as it stands. Still, they stay side by side, and this time through turn 14, Sasha Andre retains that P3, but for how much longer? That gap widening in front to Elite Risk, who has a really good chance of SLR's first podium of the season.
I don't mean to discredit the lower teams, but this is really we need to focus on Rusty here, because he's going to be struggling to get. He's right in the thick of this. He's got about 6 cars behind him. He's got these 3 battling right ahead. TIR Luca is flashing, so Rusty's going to try and make the move. You'd have to say into this corner, because he's burning. He sees the opportunity down the inside. Luca doesn't fight it, but Hilton goes for the move. Sasha sees it coming. They make contact on the exit, but it's all fair game. And Rusty sees them both flashing, and he's burning the battery. Can we see a double move? He gets past Sasha. He gets past Hilton into P3, and now the battle is on. And as it stands, NRX would be taking the title with Nick's unfortunate incidents. This but Rusty's been spun round. What is Hilton doing? This is absolute carnage, but Rusty's back ahead. What is going on?
I can't take any more of this. Somehow he stays third. Let's just put that out there. He's still in third place. He probably shouldn't be, but he is. He's back through, and well, it was very much everybody wanted to be last on the brakes there. 83 of you still watching this. Good evening and welcome. Levi overtaken by Gabor now as well, for good measure. I want to do the maths. I will try and find a moment to do the maths, just so you know where things stand, TIR Luca is into the pit lane, possibly some damage for him as well. Of course, Sasha Andre not in a great spot now either, down in 11th. It looked like it could. There was a very slim chance it could have been their night, but sadly it isn't.
Yeah, Levi made contact with JT actually, which is why Gabor got past the pair of them. Going into that awkward off-camber left-hander, JT tried to hang it around the outside and Levi just pushed him a tiny bit wide. Yeah, I mean, the chat is saying exactly what I'm thinking. Like, set 8 finale, the worst finale. This is a mess. It's an absolute mess. Levi going for the move on Gabor. Not sure if you're on board with him. He sends it down the inside. Gabor sees it coming, lets him go past. And in natural fashion for this race, he's been spun round by JT.
Set 8 finale is what is being described. That's generous.
Oh, hold on. Right, Caesar, how are Levi and Nick so far down? Oh, God, here we go. Nick spun or had a collision with Race Roller. That's what kicked it all off. Then Levi spun on his own accord. Then Nick spun again with a collision with Maris. And here we are now. Levi P8, Nick in P15 after pitting for damage. Little finale from Zinity. I don't even know, man.
I've never heard that.
I haven't either. That's good. I think
I'm trying to take this seriously.
Runners are getting very close to punctures, by the way, because Gabor and TIR Luca have now pit off of them 14-lap old mediums. So we might see them coming into the pits, unless they had damage. And Ilton's been spun round by Rain. Blatant spin. There was... I give up, man.
I mean, that.
Rain...
Probably...
I'll tell you, I'll commentate it for you. Rain sent it down the inside like Verstappen did on Hamilton. Got his maybe front right end plate in and just spun him round.
GZ peeps, man. I
think
agree.
Rain's on a kill streak. So, yeah, might have a UAV soon. So, I agree with Crispy. I know we don't always agree, but this is a joke. This is a joke. Levi into P6 ahead of Joe Murphy.
Well, I did agree to, I did say I was going to buy a meal deal from his local Tesco one day, so we can agree on that. I don't know. Whatever. Wilson leads the way by 4.3 seconds in the most recent F1 Esports Challengers. Race winner is looking set to dominate here, and, well, sadly, it's not going to come to much, as PSR will still be beaten this evening as it stands. Yep.
Simba Rocks, when you realise the commentators have given up on the race, you know it's bad.
I couldn't have put it better
myself.
I'm saving myself for the next episode. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, we need to recharge because... oh, my God. Ogween, by the way, maybe the man on the move, right behind Rain, as we try and make light of this miserable race so far. Ogween burning all the battery. Rain flashing. He's burning on 0%. And Ogween gets the move done into P4, albeit with a time penalty. Elite Risks, though, still in P3 for SLR. And I believe you said SLR are in a battle with a team. I can't remember what. So could be good if they can get a big point haul.
Well, they're trying to overtake FRT. It wouldn't be a big enough swing as it stands, especially with Jordan's DNF and... no, it's not enough. Still 33 points to catch on that one. Abu Dhabi 2020 vibes.
Bro does not know what he's talking about.
What happened in 2020?
I would love to know myself.
I just remember Mercedes turning the engine down and Verstappen having, the race that sort of set them up for next season. But this is a race from the future. This is future Formula 1 standards at this rate. 29-29. I don't think the Earth will exist by then. We might have blown it up and Just Stop Oil tried to warn us. I'm surprised they've not run onto the track yet, to be honest.
Yeah. Here's a question. Random question that's just sparked my mind. If you could live for forever, would you do it? Some people said they wouldn't. because they'd be very sad at the loss of loved ones. Speaking of though, never mind. Ogwyn go for the move on Elite Risks in P3. FRT Rain going to try and hold it round the outside. And my brain cells are taking a battering here. Joe Murphy also got past Levi again, by the way. But Levi going to try and go back for the move. But it's going to be brave to hold it round the outside of this tricky left-hander. And Joe Murphy sends it in deep. Good move from the BRT driver. And I think it's all secured for P3 in the standings for Bunga Racing Team.
I think Levi in his head. Oh, hang on.
What's
That's
going
rain.
on?
That's not very good. That's very wide. And Joe Murphy trying to slip down the inside at turn 14. Apparently Sevilla have scored, which is great. Amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah. Big up Sevilla. Well done, guys. Oh. Sasha gets a penalty. What a shame.
I do score. I celebrated a consolation goal in LRC on Saturday, so it, you know. Apparently it's Harry Maguire. I might put the football on and just start speaking about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, go on. If anything happens, I'll just scream.
What I was going to say about Levi is that he or somebody at the team will know, okay, you don't really have to do anything here. We've won the bastard thing. As it stands, here goes Joe Murphy then on Elite Risks, who sadly dropped down to P6, and those medium tyres really... never mind! I was going to say really starting to struggle. Definitely are now.
I don't know. I didn't see if that was Levi's fault, but I mean, I'm not even shocked. Every overtake is a crash. Like, I don't know. Joseph, fucking put the football on, mate. I don't even watch football, and I'd rather watch football right now. All right, so get that shit on, please.
Kiwi says open lobbies has nothing on this.
You know it's shit when someone gets blatantly spun round and no one in the chat even bats an eyelid. Like, it's just another day in the office. No one even cares.
I reckon some AEC open lobbies are needed after this, just to see who can do the most stupid
some
thing.
Clean racing, by the looks of it. That's what we need. Open lobbies would be 10 times cleaner than this. Like, oh. Well.
Oh,
if your
hang
ear
on,
was
who's that?
hurting. Oh, what's happening?
Gabba.
Oh, yeah. Is he spun round or is it just himself? He was spun round, was he?
No, no, sorry, just himself. That wasn't.
That's
my
fine.
ears, Loveland.
Yeah,
I
think your other ear.
more.
I think your other ear must be gone now. Yeah. I kind of wish my eyes were gone, to be completely honest with you. But yeah. Watch everyone get a puncture and Nick win.
It'll probably happen, to be honest. No,
nothing's off the cards this race, to be honest with you.
We might get a red flag on lap 29, or
we might. We absolutely might. Who knows? Oh. I think everyone's just tyre saving really now. Well, up front anyway, so not really much to talk about. Yeah. Weather was nice today, though.
It was very nice.
Oh. 3 laps
Should we
left
have a look
of
at
this
the weather forecast?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to go to the weather forecast, folks. Right, so tonight then, well, a few showers at the moment passing over where I live in the East Midlands, but that will soon clear. It will become an increasingly clear night as the night wears on. A few more showers in tomorrow morning before the rain intensity increases into the afternoon. Take your brollies wherever you're heading tomorrow with a maximum temperature of 13 degrees Celsius.
That was actually really, like, realistic. That was good.
Thank you.
Felt like I was really listening to the weather there. Leicester's a shithole, according to Lennon. Oh, Rain makes a move on Joe Murphy. There is still a race going on, guys.
Apparently.
Don't be distracted by the weather and the absolute atrocious driving standards. We have seen an overtake. Nick also making a move into P10 on JT. Liam Bowman into P7 on Elite Risks. But to be honest, it doesn't matter at the moment. But yeah, Joe Murphy going back for the move on Rain up the inside. Joseph has zero willingness to even fucking take over the commentary because this race is just dragging on. Oh, what a move.
I want to
clean.
see the checkered flag, and so does
I
Nick,
do
who
as well.
is fighting for every last point he can secure, because if one of the two NRX drivers go around, and that's elite risk, is that the first puncture of the evening? It is! Front right tyre! Joe Murphy's had a moment as well. Is he struggling with tyres, or has he just had a spin? Big drama still going on in Abu Dhabi. Puncture for Elite Risk, spin for Joe Murphy. Levi inherits P5 for the time being. Nick is on the charge and could well take a few more positions by virtue of high tyre wear. Let's see then, as we've got 2 laps to go. I'm still trying to do the maths. I think Nick has the fastest lap still. Yes, he does. So we can neutralise the pole point and the fastest lap point, which cancel each other out at the moment. PSR would go 4-7-1.
Oh, this is interesting, Joseph. Hold on.
4-8-1.
JT has just got a puncture on medium tyres that are 16 lap olds. And just for reference, everyone in the top 7 is on 17 lap old medium tyres with 3 laps left. Oh, please, God. There cannot be any more twists. But JT has just got a puncture on 16 lap old mediums, and all these drivers are on 17 lap old. Race Roller is on 20 laps. How is he still going? He's coasting around. He's lost 4 seconds to Nick this lap. And, Joseph, there might be another twist. There just might.
I'm trying to do the maths quickly. 4, 5, 7, 25, and then P5 gets 16. NRX would still win the championship by the same margin they came into this race, including qualifying. 16 points. No, 14 points. No. 14. It'd be 14. So they'd gain 1. That's just how close it's been. Liam Bowman, is that a puncture? It looks like it. Front left tyre for Liam Bowman has gone again on the only 17 lap old medium tyres. Will any of the front runners blow?
I'm gonna submit my own request to fact. PSR Nick is 4 seconds per lap quicker than Levi. Them fresh mediums are unbelievably quick. Everyone is tyre saving. We're on the last lap here. Who else is going to get a puncture? Who knows? It's all kicking off. Is that Race Roller? Race Roller looks like he's going slowly. I think that's just slow tyres. Like, he doesn't even have a puncture. But Gabor going for the move at P9. But I'll let you take the flag because we are on the last lap as Nick takes P6.
We are on the last lap, and as it stands, the gap is now 10 points between NRX and PSR. And well, Wilson is relatively staying out of trouble by the standards this race has shown. Early contact with Rusty, but he's going to, with 2 corners to go. The F1 Esports Challengers winner on Tuesday is the AEC Tier S finale winner at Abu Dhabi, but he's not quite done enough, as Rusty, who has absolutely dominated, participating in every race this season, finishes P2 and makes NRX the Artemis Esports Championship Tier S Team Champions. A major congratulations to them. Levi finishing 5th with Nick in P6, and congratulations to Ogween, who amongst all of that has found himself on the podium. I didn't quite know who was going to finish there. Blowouts, crashes, spins. This race had absolutely everything. This season had absolutely everything. And finally, we can call it over. And finally, we have a champion.
After a race that never seemed to end, it is PSR Wilson who wins from Rusty. But as you said, NRX, my team, champions of AEC Tier S. Absolutely beautiful season from a neutral perspective, right down to the wire. Exactly what you want to see. Maybe not in the fashion we'd like to see a finale, but some would say the game is the game. It's a damper. I think that's the word. It's dampened the good racecraft we've had throughout this season. But at the end of the day, the season is over, and NRX are your champions of Season 1.
The race still isn't over, because I think Liam Bowman has disqualified himself. Elite Risks actually gets a point from that, so he won't be complaining by any means.
Yeah. Oh, breathe. Yeah, I'm sure the stewarding will. Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be fun. You know, this might not even be final. I
Yeah. Are we
I
gonna do
highly assume it
interviews?
is. I'd love to do interviews.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
because
oh God, Race Rollers said at PSR Nick, for one of the quickest drivers on Xbox, you really can't race wheel to wheel. I think everything's gonna kick off in this chat. I will
yeah,
put some popcorn emoji on that. But yeah, let's get some interviews. I would say get PSR, but I feel like they probably won't want to, and that's completely
more
fine.
than welcome to.
Yeah.
But let's get our champions in with their gaffer, of course, and some random guy who plays train sim, which the chat didn't like. I'm quite sad about that. Anyway, I need to scroll down on the results because that is highly subject to change. I'm just gonna say that. But of course, the weekly NRX interviews, and it finally has that bit more meaning to it as they join the party this evening as the team's champions. First of all, guys, congratulations. I seriously do mean that. But from our perspective, that was, I think, the
Shit.
craziest race we've
It was a
ever
tragic
witnessed.
race.
Ever.
Yeah, it was really bad. From lap whatever lap I was this point onwards, it was the driving styles. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, there's like what 3 incidents of people just crashing on straights. Never mind in corners, etc. I, I I don't know what went through people's head, but some of those incidents could have easily been avoided. In yeah, it was not good to see.
No, I completely agree with you. After watching that, but of course you've raced all 12 this season, Rusty. You've culminated your absolute class of the field with a P2 tonight. Just what have you made of the inaugural Tier S season? And just reflect on it.
Oh yeah, people say, "Oh, he's raced every race, so of course he's gonna win it." But well, to race every race, you've also got to perform. So I'm glad performed all season for the team, getting some really valuable points, and obviously the teammates been there to also gain those podiums, and that's how we've won it really. Just consistent points throughout the whole season, apart from Silverstone, but we'll ignore that season, that race.
Was that enough?
But today, I've never driven so slow in my life on those last few laps. My tires were like 80% or something.
Oh
I was
my
like
God.
3 seconds down on my fastest lap. It was so slow, but I'm glad we managed to pick up the good points.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth again with the tyre percentage. Levi will get to in a moment, but Loveland, any questions for Rusty?
I feel like I'm obliged to ask about the Wilson incident, even though I really don't want to. But from your perspective, how do you see what happened? I believe it was at turn 5 or 6. So give us a quick rundown.
Obviously he's good for the move, like giving space on the inside, and then with that corner, it's kind of a 50-50, depending on what happens, and then obviously that time, just there wasn't really enough room. But I think reporting it, we can, but we don't gain anything from it, I don't think, and I don't know even if it's penalty worthy. It might just be a racing incident, but I'm not too fussed now since we've won the championship.
Yep, I'd probably agree. I think it's probably a racing incident in hindsight, but yeah, well done tonight. Very proud owner.
Thank you.
Levi, congratulations again. I've heard another hour of practice well spent with an asterisk for you this evening. Again, an incredible season on your part. 10 races. Talk us through the final round from your perspective. Oh, fresh you lied.
Yeah.
Guys, did either of you include your audio?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a,
Unless we're getting
baiting,
trolled.
we're probably
no,
getting baited.
you've got to be getting trolled. 100%.
Right, hang on.
No,
hang
they're
on. I'll
trolling. They're
confirm.
trolling.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking
They're trolling. Fuck's sake. Sorry, carry on. I'm so sorry. Crazy. Yeah. Still don't know what's going on in this bloody live chat. B Hill wants a wee one. A wee one. Oh.
No, please.
Well, Levi's audio wasn't included, but Rusty's
my
was.
God.
But I narrated
Oh,
it. I narrated it as
Levi.
best I could in the chat.
Uh,
For some reason, it's
Don't
not
worry
letting
about
you talk. But I tried to summarise it in the chat. I don't think it's working, so I wouldn't even. I reckon just sod off, mate.
I reckon we all sod off. I reckon we'll
Yeah.
go on a nice big AEC holiday.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
we're
agree,
getting
Joseph.
some script
I agree.
interview.
I will be out for
Accent
days. Levi doesn't know
included.
how to spell.
Tomorrow.
No. Very tough, right?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
That's great. Is that all, Levi? What
He's
did
still
win
going.
but didn't?
It was shit race. Bad dude.
Susan. Oh, cheeky Susan. Oh.
Give me all that money.
It's probably about time I rounded this out, and well, we definitely smashed the tier S viewership today.
Yes.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, I think somebody's probably put in the Challengers PC live chat. Guys, there's chaos in AEC. Go and watch it.
Of course.
God knows what's going on in
I know
PC
what I would
Challengers.
AEC
But-
or PC challenges. Clear winner there for me.
To be fair, after that race, I don't think anyone's watching this shit again. So. I
Tier
think we
1 and
need a-
Tier 2 still to come
Yes.
on this Twitch channel. Who knows if we'll be back for Tier S on this game? It's highly unlikely. I'll just say that at the moment. But it has been an absolute pleasure trying to describe that season with a huge congratulations to our team champions Nexus Racing and our drivers champion NRX Rusty. Thoroughly deserved, guys. And even after that race, I can say what an absolute pleasure it has been to cover that battle because, it was just so close throughout. And any title that goes to the final race is always bound to be a bit chaotic here and there. But we enjoyed it, and that's the main thing. My ear didn't. But that will be on the road to recovery. And Loveland, any final words from you before I turn this bastard stream off?
respect to PSR, went down right to the wire. Obviously, not how you want to finish off a season with. I don't even know how many incidents. There was more incidents than clean overtakes, but yeah, I think we should have wrapped it up a bit earlier. But Silverstone nearly plagued us, but got the win, and yeah, couldn't be happier.
Right, that's it then. Take care.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Let's fuck off.